Hi, in this session on compound interest, we will be looking into some interesting questions on compound interest. Okay, let's see the questions. Example number 1. These type of questions been asked in TCS Wipro. A sum amounts to 14,400 in 2 years at 20% per annum compounded annually. Find the sum. Sum is nothing but find the principal. A sum amounts to. So, amount is what? 14,400. Amount is going to be what here? 14,400. Guys, for how many years? For 2 years, it's going to be what? 20%. Guys, we know one funda to calculate compound interest. Okay. For 1 year it is 20%. First year it is 20%. Second year also 20%. Yes. And 20% on 20. It's going to be 4%. Yes. How? 20 into 20 divided by 100. 2 zeros will get cancelled. Essentially it's going to be what? A 4%. So, together it's going to be 44%. Yes. So, can I conclude? Your amount is always principal plus interest. So, your amount is going to be, what is the principal? 100%. Plus what is the interest? 44%. So, can I say your amount is going to be 144%? Yes. According to our question, our amount is what? 14,400. If amount is 14,400, then principal is always 100%. 100% is equals to how much? If you calculate this cross multiplication, x is equals to 14,400 into 100 percentage divided by 144%. Percent will get cancelled. 144 ones. I have 2 zeros here and my answer is going to be what? 10,000. My answer is going to be what? 10,000. But instead of people will get confused with this calculation, for them I have mentioned one formula. What is that? 20 plus 20 plus 20 into 20 by 100. So that will result you as 44%. How? This is going to be 40%. This is going to be 4%. Zeros will get cancelled. So essentially it's a 44%. This is what? Interest is 44%. So 100 plus 44 is 144. 144 is 14,400. Then 100 is what? Do you need any formula? No. Without formula also we can definitely solve these type of questions. These type of questions been asked in Wipro and TCS examinations. Let's go to the next question. What would be the interest earned if a person invests rupees 20,000 at 24% per annum for every year, compounding done every 6 months? So for every 6 months it is repeating. Okay, for every 6 months it is repeating. So guys, first let me calculate in a general way. For the first 6 months, can I calculate it as 12%? Because 1 year is going to be 24%. Then for 6 months it is what? 12%. For the next 6 months also it's going to be 12% plus 12% on 12, which is what? 1.44%. People will get confused with this funda again. So let's calculate with the interest. So what is first 6 months interest? On 20,000, your 6 months interest is what? 12%. On 20,000, 12% is going to be what? 12 twos are 24, which is 2,400. Okay. And on second year also, it's going to be what? 2400 plus on 2400 you have to calculate your 12%. On 2400 you have to calculate your 12%. 12 fours are 48, 4 will carry, 12 twos are 24 plus 4, which is what? 28. So I can say it's going to be 288 interest on interest. So the total interest is going to be 2400 plus 2400, which is 4800 plus 288, which is 5088 is going to be your total interest on a period of 6 months each. Because they are compounding what? They are compounding what? Every 6 months. If you want to formula, I can give you the formula to calculate amount. Amount formula is what? P into 1 plus what happened to rate of interest? It's becoming half. Okay. And whole power n. But n is what? How many times you are doing it? 2 times. So 2n. So if you plug the values here, which is 20,000, 1 plus rate of interest 24 by 2 by 100 whole power 2 into, it's a period of 1 year only. So amount is equals to 20,000. Okay, 1 plus, which is 12 by 100 into 2. So essentially if you calculate this, you will get your amount. Okay, but you want amount? No. Once you got this, you will end up with what? You will get amount essentially if you calculate it, 25,088 you will get. Why I am writing like this without calculating? Just now I have calculated. I got my interest as 5,088. So your principal is 20,000 and your interest is 5,088, then only your amount will become 25,088. So this is how you need to handle your questions. These type of questions been asked in companies exams like IBM, CTS and TCS. Okay, hope everybody understood this. If you want, you can use this formula, or in general way also you can do it. What is the other way? Our formula. For every 6 months, it's going to be 12%. For the next 6 months also, it's going to be 12%. So if you use the formula 12 plus 12 plus 12 into 12 by 100. So your percentage is going to be 24 plus what is 12 square? 144. I can write 1.44. So the percentage is going to be 25.44. So if you calculate 25% of this, approximately you will get what? 5,000 and more. So 4 was there, it's going to be 8 will come. So 20,000 into 25.44 divided by 100. If you do this, you will get 5,088. Okay, so this is how you need to answer your questions in different varieties. Okay, hope everybody understood this particular question. Let's go to the next question. In what time will rupees 3,000 amount to rupees 3,630 at 10% per annum compound interest? Guys, at what time? So initially your principal is what? 3,000. What is the rate of interest? 10%. What is 10% of this particular value? 300. Okay. So your next year, your new principal will become what? Your new principal will become what? Your old principal and your interest. So your new principal will become what? 3,300. On 3,300, you have to calculate your 10%. What is 10% of 3,300? It's going to be 330. So 3,300 plus 330. So it's going to be 3,630 years. On a span of how many years it's happening? It's happening on a span of 2 years. Okay, so answer for this particular question is what? 2 years. These kind of questions been asked in MAT, CAT and MAT. Okay, so please concentrate on these kind of questions. Reverse way of asking the questions. Okay, how to answer this with the formula? 3630, which is amount is equals to P into 1 plus R by 100 whole power N. What is the principle? 3000. Okay, 1 plus R by 100, you have to calculate this N. Just rearrange the situation, you will get your answer. But again, it's a rigorous process. The previous method is very easy to understand your question. Hope everybody understood this. Yeah. Let's see one more example. These type of questions been asked in CAT. A man invested 20,000 for 3 years at compound interest. If the rate of interest is 5%, 10%, 20% respectively for first year, second year, third year, find the interest earned by the man. What is the principal? 20,000. What is R1? What is rate of interest? 5%. What is rate of interest for the second year? 10%. What is the rate of interest for the third year? 20%. So now let's calculate first year interest. On 20,000, 5% is what? 1,000 rupees. Okay. On 20,000, 5% is what? 1,000 rupees. What is new principal? New principal is going to be 21,000. On 21,000, what is 10%? Which is 2,100. Okay. And what is new principal? The new principal is going to be 21,000 plus 2,100. 21,000 plus 2,100. So it's going to be 23,100. Now on 23,100, you have to calculate your 20%. So if you are good with the calculations, you can directly write the value. Otherwise, let me do for you. 23,100, you have to calculate 20%. Percent is nothing but just you have to multiply. 2 0 0, 2 1s are 2, 2 3s are 6, 2 2s are 4. So that's going to be 4,620. So if you want the total interest 0, 2, 7, so 4, 5, 6 and 7. So I can say your total interest for the entire period for the 3 years is going to be 7,720. Okay, so this is how you can handle your question very easily. Okay, now how to handle the same question in other way? Yeah, we know this formula. Percentage change is equals to x plus y by 100. Okay, so x plus y plus xy by 100, then it's going to be what? X is what? 5. Let's take first these two values. 5 plus 10 plus 5 into 10 divided by 100. So the percentage is going to be what? 15. So this is going to be 0.5. Now this will become your x. What is y? The other value, which is 20%. Okay, so now substitute the values. 15.5 plus 20 plus 15.5 into 20 divided by 100. You should be smart when you are calculating this. Okay, so 5 3s are and 0.1. So the percentage here is 15.5 plus 20, which is 35.5 plus 3.1. So I can say this is going to be what? 38.6. So this is the percentage you need to calculate. On 20,000, 38.6 is how much? Just double the value. Okay, 2 6 are 12. Okay, 18 plus 6 to 8 2s are 16 plus 1 17. 1 carry 3 2s are 6 plus 1 7. And 1 0 will come. So which equals to again 7,720, which we got earlier. Hope everybody understood the two methods. Whichever method you feel easy, please try to do in that particular method. Hope everybody understood this particular question. Let's try to solve the next question. A sum of money doubles itself at compound interest in 4 years. In how many years will it become 8 times itself? Guys, this is compound interest. X is becoming 2x. In how many years? 4 years. But you have to understand one important point here. This is your principal. This is your amount. In compound interest, your amount will become next year principal. Okay, now 2x becoming double, which is 4x. Again, it will take 4 years. Again, the 4x is what? Amount. Your amount will become what? Next year principal. So 4x is becoming what? Double, which means 8x. Again, it will take what? 4 years. So the point is this. 4, 4, 4. X is becoming in 4 years. X is becoming 8x in how many years? 4 plus 4 plus 4, which is nothing but 12 years. Which is nothing but what? 12 years. So this is how you need to handle your question. So what is the shortcut for these kind of questions? How many times you want? You want 8 times. Can I write 8 as 2 cube? Yes. Take this power and multiply with the number of years. What is the number? 3 into 4. That will become what? 12 years. 3 into 4. That will become what? 12 years. So this is how you need to handle your questions very easily. So these type of questions came in ICET examination and a lot of management examinations. Okay, hope everybody understood this particular question. Let's try to solve the next question. A sum of money lent at compound interest amounts to 900 in 2 years and 1080 in 3 years. Find the interest rate. Okay, guys, there is a some x amount of sum is there. And it will becoming what? 900. In how many years? 2 years, right? This 900 have what? Your principal and your interest, because this is amount. Okay. And the same sum is becoming 1080. Okay. So this is also amount, but this is in 2 years and this is in how many years? 3 years. Guys, if you remember our compound interest part number 1, we have discussed our 5th point. For 2 consecutive year, amount will increased by what percent? R percent. So 900 and 1080. What is the difference here? 180 is the difference. So this 180 is what percent of 900? This 180 is what percent of 900 is going to be your rate of interest. So 9 ones are 9 twos and 0. Then your rate of interest will become what? 20%. Then your rate of interest will become what? 20%. Please understand. Okay, 900 and 1080. So the difference is what? 180. So this 180, because for 2 consecutive years, rate of interest is increased by R percent. So 180 is what percent of 900? 180 is what percent of 900? 20%. Hope everybody understood this particular question. These type of questions, you can see these type of questions in banking exams. Okay, let's see one more question. Surya borrowed rupees 1 lakh at 10% compound interest. He repaid rupees 50,000 at the end of the first year. What amount shall he repay at the end of the second year to clear his loan? Initially, Surya borrowed how many rupees? 1 lakh rupees. Okay, 1 lakh rupees. On this 1 lakh, what is the interest rate they are charging? 10%. What is 10%? 10,000. 1 lakh plus 10,000. Okay. Surya supposed to pay at the end of the 1 year, which is 1 lakh 10,000. Okay. But he repaid how many rupees? 50,000. So, he need to repay how many rupees again? 6,000. 60,000. Okay, and again on 60,000 the rate of interest is what? 10% only. On 60,000 10% is going to be what? 6,000. So if he want to clear his loan, he need to pay 66,000. So the point is this. First you have to calculate on 1 lakh 10%, which is 10,000. At the end of the first year, you need to pay 1 lakh 10,000. But you paid how many rupees? 50. Left with what? 60,000. On 60,000 also you need to pay 10% again. So what is 10% of 60,000? Which is 6,000. So totally if you want to clear your loan, you need to pay how many rupees? 66,000 rupees you need to repay. Okay, hope everybody understood this question. These type of questions definitely you can see in SSC and banking. Hope everybody understood this particular session. Thank you.